Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be tips for exchange students. I actually considered an exchange program and I applied, I got in, but I rejected the space because I got jobs that had me had me working full semester and I'd have to give up the job for half the semester if I was going for the other half. And I just decided at the end of the day these jobs were something that I really wanted to do or something that I really wanted to work on. However, I still really miss the opportunity to get international experience, and I think it's great if you are coming to the University of Dundee to get a different feel, a different experience, to jazz up your university career experience. And I think the University of Dundee is a great place to do this because it's so accommodating. I would say it's a really friendly environment because it does take you a while to settle into a place. So so the shorter it takes you to settle in, the more you can sort of enjoy the experience here. So these are some of the things that if I were coming to University of Dundee for a semester or a year, I would definitely try doing and definitely plan ahead to do. First things first is honestly come for the welcome week events. Like get to know what's happening. Go for a freshers fair or refreshers fair. Get to know what societies, get to know what sports clubs do. Get familiar with these things because honestly it can be a great experience. So I would say definitely chase your interests here because there is so much it has the university and the student union has to offer in that aspect. Pay attention to accommodation, as well. I know that the university offers accommodation for some exchange students because I know that in my job I've sort of helped been a student support assistant for people on exchange program. So if you're in halls, that's completely fine. But if you're choosing private accommodation, I know it can sometimes be hard when you haven't seen it, but the student union actually has a list of landlords that are approved. So you can actually go on the student union website and find those list of approved landlords and make sure that it's one of the ones that you are applying to, just so that everything with your accommodation goes smoothly. That's definitely one thing that I would say. Another thing that I think is super important coming for the enterprise challenge. Now, some may say I'm a bit biased because this is my second year working at the University Center of Entrepreneurship. But honestly, the Enterprise Challenge is just such a great opportunity, and it's one that you won't find in a lot of other places. What is this Enterprise Challenge exactly? Well, it is an 8-week program where you can go through all the phases of starting a business. And it's actually a competition as well. So you have the opportunity to win prize money at the end. Every week has a new speaker, and also you just meet some really motivated, lovely people. And even if you're here for a semester, it's the perfect duration. And if you're here for a year, I would suggest semester one because there's a lot more availability in slots. But if that's something that sounds interesting to you, we will be at the freshers and refreshers fairs. Just come up to us, talk to us, and get to know the process. I know coming on exchange can sometimes be daunting, especially if you go to university in the city that you grew up in, and so you haven't really moved around much. So one thing I would say is that there's a great international community here. Try and find that community for you because that might be a great support if you are, feeling a little bit homesick. There's this national society, and some actual nationalities have their own societies. So for example, I'm part of the Afro-Caribbean Society. Yes, so all the things I've talked about so far have sort of been on the extracurricular side, and so some of you might be wondering, well, I'm actually wondering what academic tips do you have for me? You might be coming for the experience more to get the academic experience rather than just, mostly the extracurricular experience. I know it can be hard coming to a new class where everyone's already bonded, but make friends with that person who sits at the front, or make friends with, anyone in the class who knows what they're doing, because it might help you create the links and gaps and help you fill the gaps in your knowledge that you might you might have, because there might have been something that everyone else in the class has done, but you haven't done it before. And also, the lecturers at the university, at least the ones in science and engineering, have office hours and quite a good open door policy. So if you're having any issues, just come to them. And also, a good idea would be to read the explanations of like the modules before coming as well, and generally just asking any questions you're having, because the last thing you want is to come and just be, not really understand what's going on. And another possibility is that you might have already done everything that that is being done in that year. So it's just to know what you're getting yourself, into, know what you're missing, and make sure you're very proactive about balancing out the gaps in knowledge that might form from having that experience, from coming here and having this academic experience, and then also going back to your university. These are just like some brief tips that I would say, but if you have any questions, just comment below and I'll try and answer them. And even if I can't, I'll find out someone who can. But then again, the university website is just so great on giving information, and there's so much support. So I definitely think this is a great place to come, even if you're only coming for a semester or a year, because it's so accommodating and so nice. And best of luck.